Alright, so we're recording. So, SummerSlam. I'm actually using my phone for some of the notes that I made. All in all, there were some really awesome moments in this event, or premium live event. And then there was some questionable booking, which I think we should see these things kind of like smooth themselves out. So we'll just run through the card. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. Beautiful opener. Love the contrasting color styles. You know, you've got Becky Lynch in like yellows, reds, and greens. And Bianca was there in blues and whites. They, of course, were in Tennessee. Great back and forth. These two are so good in the ring. This is glove in hand wrestling. They are made for each other. Love the selling. Love the drama. Loved seeing moments where it's like, oh, is Becky going to retain? Is Becky going to win? Is Bianca going to retain? Great back and forth. Love the Spanish Fly. Really enjoyed the kiss of death spot on the outside of the ring, where it seemed like Becky was gonna lose by count out, and then she made her way back into the ring. Just great back and forth. Love the near falls. This was an absolute clinic of professional wrestling, with great drama, great storytelling. The Spanish Fly bit, loved. Bianca won, and Becky kind of shook her hand like, hey, you did this, good job. And then Bayley came down. And I was like, okay. Then Dakota Kai came down. I was like, oh. Now someone in control of creative and talent relations was like, yes, there's money in you. Other people didn't see it, but they're not here anymore. This is my show. And then Io came down. So you had those three on the outside, and inside the ring, you ended up having Becky Lynch standing next to Bianca Belair, and I went, oh, it's on now. And that set the bar so high for this event. I was like, we just had a return and technically two debuts. And Io was like halfway heading back to Japan. And I'm like, if we just do like a short run with this, it's so good. Those five are gonna make magic in that ring. Period. Just, and I was like, this is how we're starting. We're starting here. Like, either it's all downhill from here, or we're just to the moon. And then we did Logan Paul and The Miz. Logan Paul, really athletic. I mean, you can tell that there are moves that he can do. He just needs to figure out why he's doing the moves. But Miz is a good dance partner. Solid match. A bit more on the Gaga, but it's the celebrity match, so you need some of it. AJ doing the rundown, attacking Ciampa. Seeing Logan Paul hit the phenomenal form and knocking the victory from it, but getting the victory from Skull Crushing Finale. Fine. Once AJ hit the ring, I was like, ooh, will we get the random mixed tag match? I'd be cool with a random tag match. No? Okay. Not bad, but if you're going to do two celebrity matches, and I also put McAfee in this category too, just do one. Don't do both. Because you're automatically going to compare those two versus each other. Mysterio and Judgment Day, I want to see more of Balor Mysterio. Balor and Rey is really good. I want those two to have a small feud here. Do something else. Come back to it, like a few months later. I love watching those two in the ring. Edge made his return. He has short hair, lots of pyro. Was awesome to see him come back. Cool. Mysterio's got the victory. Fine. If that means that it's done, cool. Judgment Day now is, I don't even know why. I just don't. I don't think anyone knows what they're doing with that group. I feel like they're Retribution too. McAfee Corbin. That entrance with the hashtag bumass Corbin. brilliant. Their background of being in football together, brilliant. There's some really fantastic stuff here. McAfee, again, is incredibly athletic. Love seeing him just hop onto the top rope. But I said, if he hops up and he makes a mistake, it's okay. He's not a trained professional wrestler. He's an announcer who does matches. And that's fine. When someone like Logan Paul does it, it's like, well, he's training to be a wrestler. He's signed to be a wrestler. You expect him to be better at some of these things. Watching McAfee on the top rope, and he's like, whoa, I think I might fall this way. Senton. It's like, that's just incredible. And he gets it. Oh, does McAfee get it? Where they're like, well, Logan Paul's going to be the face in this feud. No, people are not going to cheer for Logan Paul against The Miz. But McAfee gets it. McAfee knows this is what you say to get heat. This is what you say to get a babyface pop. This is, he gets it. He so gets it. He can cut a pro, makes you go, I like this. I like where he's going. He knows what he's doing. He really knows what he's doing. He's given a level of free range. And he can occasionally cuss, but he brings it all, he can take it out there and then bring it all back, and just, he's a great sports entertainer. Yes, him like, oh, ref bump, look over. I'm going to boot you into uprights. And then hitting kind of a sloppy finish, but, with them doing the whole, this was a fight, wasn't technically perfect, but I sports entertained. Usos and Street Profits. I don't think Jeff Jarrett added much to the match. I mean, he was in a good spot for the counts, did a good job at the counts, he's a good special guest referee. I liked what he did, for NWA. I know he's partnering with Jay Lethal for Ric Flair's last match, so he was in Nashville. He did, a nice Broken Skull session, so I recommend watching if you have the network or Peacock. But the problem when you have two tag teams that have had so many matches, it's like, well, this is the last one. Then this needs to be the best one. And I think their Money in the Bank match was better. I mean, there's some nice story beats here, but as much as they've drilled down, well, the Street Profits aren't getting along. I hear it, but I don't see it and I don't feel it. If I don't see it and feel it, and you constantly tell me about it, there's a disconnect. Doing the idea of, people's like, Ford is going to blow off, it's going to be amazing, it's going to be fantastic. And Dawkins like, well, I'm here too, and I don't suck. Having both of them up their games, okay. If you want to push that they're both upping their games, then either the Usos needed to take on somebody else at SummerSlam, and then Street Profits needed to build themselves back up, get a little bit more of that edge, get a little bit more of that violence, a little more of that aggression that we've seen them do, and then, step away from the Usos, go do something else, get to a level where it's like, we're going to beat the Usos. And instead it's like, they've always lost to them. And the tag division needs rebuilding. You've got one team at the top who's run the gauntlet on everybody. Do I want to see the new and improved Viking Raiders versus the Usos? Not yet. I want the Usos to have something else to do. Maybe we see a call. I don't know. Maybe with Triple H in control, maybe he brings in a cool tag team, for a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we do Usos Creeds. Survivor Series. Usos and Creeds. I'd be fine with that. I think that both Julius and Brutus would put a very unique challenge for the Usos if they run through everyone until then. Liv and Rousey. Liv has a great connection with the majority of the crowd. I don't get it. I see the passion. I see that she's got some great moves in the ring, and she loves what she's doing. But I'm not getting the this is your champion. This is the number 2 person in your division. I think the Raw title is probably, depending on who's holding it, is held in higher regard. Yes, I do very much feel that it's a combination of the title makes the wrestler makes the title. And Liv, nice babyface fire, but this match had a lot of slop to it. I don't know if they just haven't worked house shows together, but there were spots when they were both laying down, and whether it's poor camera work or not, you can see and hear them talking to each other about what to do. And it was just, and the constant armbar, 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 armbar. And it's like, most people tap like immediately. It's like, is Liv like an escape magician for this? I'm not. I'm like, there's a disconnect in the story somewhere. And the whole, like, you go home to your husband and you go home to your beautiful child and I don't. Like, man, how does Bo Dallas feel about that? All I have is wrestling. I don't go home to anybody. Well, it's probably like, if they're still together, we live on a farm. You don't care about this? And the finish of I'm pinning you while I'm in an offensive move, and you tap it roughly it's like 1, 2. Well, I'm tapping, but the ref didn't see the tap. 3. Well, that means Liz, who is the third person to pin Ronda Rousey, has pinned her again. And I was like, this wasn't good. Like, I get what you were trying to do. This had a lot of bad execution. And then Rousey was like, oh, really? 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 Take her down. You sure you're tapping now? You sure you're tapping now? Good. Good. And then being on the ref, oh, are you tapping now? Are you tapping now? Thank you. At least do something. And now Reigns versus Lesnar for the last time ever until the next time. Farmer Brock. First real big tractor spot, putting him in the bucket and dropping him. I was like, oh. Looks like a suplex would probably be more painful. But then the second tractor spot was suitably insane. I have a feeling that if you were ringside, or if you were on the, if you were either some of the ringside for a large portion of the ring, or if you were on the entrance ramp, it probably sucked because you stared at a tractor. Seeing Heyman go through a table was amazing. You're hearing, they wrecked almost everything. And then having Theory come down, has Cash and get stuff. Fine with that. Having the Usos and Reigns beat down Lesnar. Having Lesnar beating Roman down with the briefcase and with title shots. And I don't like when the ref is counting and a participant is still doing something to the opponent. So they did the buried spot. The ref is counting while they're burying, and then Roman gets on top. It's like, wait, if you're allowed to do that, would you not count when Reigns was in the guillotine? It was one of those things where, I know when they show the picture of like, here's how SummerSlam ended, and it's going to be, ring area demolished. There's some hard wave blood. Roman standing on top of a pile of debris with Lesnar underneath. It makes for some nice looking pictures. And the match itself was very big and over the top and epic. Like those aspects for it. But there's some little things that you kind of go, if this is the last time you two guys fight. And again, same with the Usos and the Street Profits. If you've wrestled for the better part of a decade, there's a lot of matches that people are going to go, okay, well, let's rank every match that Lesnar and Reigns has had. And this needs to be one of your best matches. If this is the last one you're going to do, this needs to be the match everyone goes, it ended on a high note. Or it ended in like the top 1/4 of their matches. Not how was the match. It was good. I mean, it was carnage. It was great for that aspect. Was it their best match? No. But solid match. Yeah. Solid match. Great visuals for it. I'm pretty sure hearing the crowd go nuts for it, yeah, it did its job. Is it, does it paint a really great picture? So when they're doing the promo and Reigns is like, I did this. Here's me standing above the carnage with the body of Brock Lesnar at my feet. Okay. But like, if this is your last time these two guys are facing each other, I want the match to have just been better than what it was. For spectacle, it worked, but I know these two can put in a significantly better match. So for me, SummerSlam started out incredibly high with the women's division on Raw getting this tremendous jump to it, and then ended in a way you kind of went, Did Vince book H into a corner? Maybe. Did H have a lot more latitude and things he could do on Raw than he probably could do with the tag division and Lesnar Reigns? Maybe. But, we'll see where we go from here.